What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm going to take a look at the SoundPeats Air 5. And if you've been a fan of my channel for a while, you know how much I really like the SoundPeats brand. They do really great products, especially the earphones. But with this one, there's one little gripe that I have, but I don't know if it's something that's going to convince people otherwise when it comes to the overall quality and how good it is compared to the other SoundPeats earphones. But before I get into that, just make sure you subscribe just so you can stay tuned for more videos like this. So yeah, first things first with these earphones, as compared to other SoundPeats earphones, these are by far the best looking and the sleekest that I've tried, at least personally from the ones that I've received. So this one, the case is easily the smoothest and it's the best one for me. It's so slick and it's just easy to carry around, and it really isn't one of those that like you even notice that you're carrying it when you put it in your pocket, and it doesn't make the and it doesn't take that much space. And that's one of the best parts for me, right? Like I don't like big bulky cases. That's the worst thing for me, which is one of the reasons why I don't like really open ear earphones, because how big the cases are. But that's a whole other video I can make for another day. But this one, I really love the case and even the design. SoundPeats kind of like tends to stick with the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And for the most part, like, yeah, that's true, right? Like you don't really want to add too much uh spice to the sauce. With this one, they at least try to like revamp it in the way like the case opens, and like just the way you put the earphones in. Looks really cool. Not too much different from other ones. Like if you've seen other Sunpeat earphones, then you kind of like recognize the same little, like gimmick and the same little looks that they have that kind of makes them all similar. Oh, this, I really like it. I think going smaller is always better because nobody really likes, well, at least for me, I don't really like big bulky things in my pockets. So move on to the earphones. So these ones, they're touch capacitive. Now, for touch capacitive, that will always fall into personal preference. But I think at this point, like in the market, it should be expected that a lot of these companies are going to start moving to touch capacitive. Just makes things easier in that they have to use less hardware, and at the same time, less hardware means they're going to be lighter and more comfortable. So at this point, it's just going to be something that moving forward, I see these companies all will just move on to like touch capacitive buttons. At some point, it's just going to be the norm, right? It's like the same way all these companies, when it comes to cell phones, are moving to like Face ID and making the screen seamless and bezel-less. Same thing when it comes to earphones. I see them just moving on to making earphones just completely touch capacitive. So that one falls personal preference. In the beginning, I used to be 50-50. At this point, I don't even care. I don't mind. Like if it's touch capacitive, and so be it. Another positive is for me, I always recommend that for any earphones you're gonna get, that they have the highest Bluetooth rating. So Bluetooth 5.3 is the one that was kind of like the standard, the norm, which because it was the latest. It's not gonna be anything that like blows you out the water, because right now it's still getting rolled out to some other devices. Bluetooth 5.4 it's not the norm yet. Kind of like how USB-C, like it took a while for it to like really become the norm in the market. Bluetooth 5.4 is creeping up, but it's not at that level where it's like dominating the market. So yes, it's a positive, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, others are still catching up, but doesn't mean just because you have Bluetooth 5.0 definitely makes it so like you're the best in the market. It's going to make it better and efficient for your battery life. It's going to have a better connection as well, but it's not one that's dominating the market just yet. And when it comes to the noise cancellation, so there's two parts to this. One that I don't like, and one that is actually my favorite. So my favorite is hybrid active noise cancellation, which I enjoy a lot. So for me, I hate having to decide whether to just have pass through or ANC off or on, right? Like that's, it just feels a little like I like having options. And at the same time, I'm also lazy, so I like earphones to do the work for me. So these they do have hybrid active noise cancellation, and what that does is it's going to like just based off the amount of noise in your surrounding, it's going to decide how much is that it has to cancel out, how much it has to let seep through. Like a lot of times I'll have my earphones on and someone talking to me, bro, like I at least need to be able to hear that. Or like if I'm just in the kitchen, I need to be able to hear some things, right? Like if my phone's ringing, like something in the background's going on, I need to be able to hear that. I just don't want to always have to choose between, again, you know what, like call me lazy or whatever. But for me, I really like a hybrid active noise cancellation. One of my favorite features for earphones. Now, the thing I kind of don't like is when it comes to these earphones, the active noise cancellation, like it's not as good as I expected it to be. And again, I've been a fan of SoundPeats for a while, right? Like I've used the Capsule 3 Pro, and the Capsule 3 Pro, the noise cancellation on those things was ridiculous. Even the some of the other earphones, the noise cancellation is crazy good. With this, the noise cancellation, like it's good. Like it's not like underwhelming or anything, but in terms of comparing it to those earphones, it's a little underwhelming in that aspect. In that, like it's still good, but those blew me out the water. This, it's like okay, like I'm still swimming, but like I'm not like far out. Like you know what I mean? Like those were like if those were a 10, this is like I'd say like a 7 or an 8, right? Like crazy, very big difference. But it's just that like I was expecting the same caliber of noise cancellation as compared to those. But when it comes to the audio quality is it's great, and it's by far the best feature or the best thing that these earphones do well. And it kind of like makes sense because these are the latest. So when it comes to the technology that they probably improved to make the audio quality that good, like I understand. It's just the active noise cancellation is the one where kind of made me like I don't know, like it didn't feel like I was using something new. The audio quality did though, and the battery life is 6 hours. Six is becoming a standard. Like at this point though, when it comes to earphones, I think companies are starting to realize, okay, we don't really need like crazy like 58 hours or 120 hours. Like a good 6 hours. Like anybody can enjoy 6 hours of earphones. I know some of them are crazy, but with the case you'll have just over 30 hours, so it's still going to do you good. It's not going to be like when you have over ear headphones that last like 3 days and so on and so forth. Like you can still make it stretch depending on the type of person that you are. If you're prudent with the battery life, you can make it last a while. But if you're gonna be running through it, 6 hours is still plenty, at least in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. So I think these headphones, they're really good, but the noise cancellation for me was a little lackluster. Like I found it a little disappointing. But every other aspect, I say these earphones are a definite go. So in my opinion, I give it maybe like an 8.9 out of 10. But yeah, let me know what you think.